Hello friends, in this video we'll be taking a look at DNA results of a Sarmatian from Moldova. So it's this individual, and on illustrative DNA there is no information for mitochondrial DNA and Y DNA, but this is a woman, so she does not have Y DNA, which is not something you see here, and her mitochondrial DNA, according to James Lick, whatever, is H15B1 followed by H15B, so the chances are it's some kind of H15 for her mitochondrial DNA. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure where that's most common, but H15, do what you want with that information. Now when it comes to phenotype, let's begin with the phenotype. She's predicted to have Middle Eastern eye shape. How many SNPs is that based on? Let's go ahead and check here. So this is based on 5, 10, 13 SNPs. So based on 13 SNPs, she's got Middle Eastern eye shape. Maybe not the best prediction in terms of quality. Now for hair shape prediction, her hair shape is wavy, followed by straight, followed by curly, and doesn't have any likelihood of kinky hair. Let's see how many SNPs that was done with. That was done with 4, 6, 7 SNPs. I was done with 7 SNPs. And what about her eye color? This is her predicted eye color. So she's got, kind of hazel or light brown eyes, maybe amber, based on this picture. But let's see this page for NOSHACOT. This is all the stuff that NOSHACOT uses for eye color prediction. So she's got snub shaped nose with NOSHACOT. She's got hazel color eyes with NOSHACOT, followed by brown. So the chances, the distribution of likelihoods there is hazel followed by brown, followed by blue with an amber center at 12.5%. Already not a very significant chance of that. Followed by, what is it? Followed by blue, followed by dark brown, followed by green at 1.6. So the odds of her having green eyes or dark brown or blue eyes are pretty rare, pretty small. Okay. So she's probably got light skin because she does have the SLC2045 mutation. She does have also hair, once again light skin, and she's not genotype for K2G, so we don't really know that. But what's interesting here, there is something interesting about this result. It's this stuff, right? So she's got 2 derived variants in these tier variations, and derived variants here are super rare. They're most common in like Southern Europeans or Middle Easterners, or basically like Mediterranean people. And it does lead to lighter eye color and lighter hair color and lighter skin color. So it kind of seems counterintuitive, right? People think that every variation that leads to lighter hair color and skin color and eye color should be most typical for Northern Europeans, but that's not the case. Some of these variants are more common in the Mediterranean than in Northern Europe, and these are one of them. And she actually has 2 derived variants here in both of them. Well, now let's go back to my trait predictor. She's got AA in Komets-Valmet variation. Oh, snap. Okay, so she's got AA in Komets-Valmet variation, meaning Met-Met genotype or Warrior genotype. Let me close, by the way, this. I gotta close this stuff. So she's got lower activity of the COMT enzyme and less breakdown of dopamine, more dopamine accumulation in the system. She's got CG genotype and MAOA, this variation leading to intermediate activity of the MAOA enzyme and intermediate rate of dopamine breakdown. Okay, so she's more warrior than warrior because here it's intermediate and here it's warrior. She has GG in the propionine pro variation, which means more dopamine D2 receptor sites in the brain and higher likelihood of schizophrenia. Does not have any no-go learner variants. And she's not genotype for this. This is TOC1. Okay, so she's got CC here in DRD2, which is the typical genotype for most humans and leads to slightly higher number of dopamine D2 receptor sites in the brain and better memory performance. And what about this? Okay, this is interesting. So she's got TC here in DRD3, which is implicated in slightly higher risk of OCD and intellectual disability. She does not carry the European lactose persistence mutation, does not have the European lactose persistence mutation. TT here and OXTR, which is implicated in decreased OXTR expression and lower levels of empathy. GG here, which leads to two variants for lower levels of empathy at this variation, okay. And for diabetes, CC here, which leads to 7-fold decrease in risk of type 1 diabetes. But I see this and this. She's probably gonna have a pretty high risk score for type 2 diabetes though. So even though she does not have type 1 diabetes, I mean, there's a couple other variants that contribute. So maybe I can't say that, but if you look at these genotypes, she's got a slightly higher odds of type 2 diabetes. For hemochromatosis, she's not a carrier for the C282Y hemochromatosis mutation, doesn't have hemochromatosis. For Alzheimer's, these two are not determined, and these two are the most important SNPs for Alzheimer's prediction. But she's got TT here, which leads to slightly decreased risk of Alzheimer's, so maybe she's good. For myopia, she does not have the G allele here, which would protect her from myopia or nearsightedness, so she has a slightly higher odds of myopia and nearsightedness. And she's a mix of muscle types, likely more sprinter than endurance athlete. And here, no variants for increased pain sensitivity in SCN9A. Lower odds of meth-induced psychosis. Not a carrier of albinism type 1B mutation. And what about, oh, this is the blonde hair and blue eyes panel. This is what we've just been looking at with my NOSHACOT. So she does not have blue eye haplotype 2 that we saw, and she also does not have blue eye haplotype 2 here. These two go together, they're very predictive of each other. But she does have AG here, meaning intermediate coloring, and likely has heterozygous genotype for blue eye haplotype 2. But you know, with this variation, the linkage is not so strong. Right, so it's still predictive, but it's not as predictive as, like, for example, this. And she does not have blue eye haplotype 3, and she does not have blue eye haplotype 4. Now let's see polygenic risk scores. What is she scoring for the polygenic risk scores? She is scoring less than average odds of schizophrenia for Northern Europeans, less than average odds of schizophrenia for Sub-Saharan Africans, slightly higher, as I predicted, she would score slightly higher than average odds of diabetes. There's a couple of variations that contribute to that for the diabetes. And what's interesting, she doesn't even have any fat gene variants in this variation. So she probably has some additional genotypes that are not shown on the screen that contribute to her having a higher than average score for that. And she has an average score for Alzheimer's. Okay, we can close this now. Now let's see for AFNIC calculator results. So for the AFNIC calculator results, what we really want to look at is this, the Vaha-Duo coordinates. This is what we really want to look at, because this is going to be all over the place. This is not what you should be using. So we're going to use her Vaha-Duo coordinates. We're going to close this. We're going to go and that is me. That is not her. That is me. And we're going to enter this Sarmatian. Okay, so that is me. So she is closest to Sarmatians from the Urals, followed by Merians, followed by Georgians, Iranians, and various other folks. And she's getting modeled, that's once again me, she's getting modeled as a mixture of Eastern European and, well, keep in mind that this result and this oracle is done with, like 200 SNPs. This whole calculator was built with a very small number of variations, so it's just it doesn't compete with the G25. Let's put it this way. This is what she scores with G25. Let's show you what she scores with G25. She's closest to Tatars. Mishari, followed by Tajiks, followed by Tatars from Kazan, followed by once again Tajiks. What about mixed mode oracle? For the mixed mode oracle, she's getting modeled as a mixture of 36% Finnish Southwest plus 27% Dargin. So the Dargins are in Dagestan, plus 18% Kalash, plus 8% Irish, plus 6% Khanty. And finally, for the ancient mixed mode oracle, this is what she scores: 74% Sintashta, plus 18% BMAC, plus 8.4% Krasnoyarsk Bronze Age, which is kind of East Asian Siberian admixture. So you can see she does have 18%, around 1/5 of BMAC admixture, which is pretty typical for any kind of Sarmatian. Thanks for watching my video until the end. Leave a like and subscribe. You can download this sample in 23andMe format from link which is in the description of this video. Goodbye.